Oi.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Hello, Dinela. How are you?
I'm sleepy. I woke up
Really?
so late. Oh my
Did you have a
God.
late night last night? Did you? Was it
Yeah.
late night?
Stranger Things. I'm
The
addicted to
whole,
that one now. Oh my God.
the whole series in one sitting, right?
Yes. Actually, finished season 2 and
Oh my
started the
God.
third one. But I was like, no, come on, let me go to sleep. And so I went to sleep around 3 a.m. and I was supposed to wake up at 4. Like, oh gosh, So
My goodness. My
yeah, but
goodness.
you have to rest sometimes. You have to live your life sometimes, I guess.
So you're feeling fresh, right? Yeah. You're
Well,
feeling really fresh.
now, yeah, like 110%.
Yeah, you look it.
Yeah, but it's fine. I'm just not used to waking up at 10 and 11. It's just I'm not used to that, at all. So it was just kind of it took me 30 minutes to get out of my bed. Crazy.
The lions, occasional lions are good for you,
Yeah, I know so. And how about you? How's your day? Did you sleep well?
Oh my goodness, sleep so well, and then woke up so early with some workmen next door banging and drilling, and oh my God, great fun.
Hate
6:30.
those. Wow. That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
if waking up at 8 to me is late. And guess how late 11 is, like, So you're great. You're doing great. And right
Very
now,
well.
it's not. I mean, it's it's 7 p.m. right now over there, right?
It's 10. Yeah, it's 7:10. 7:10 here in
Oh,
Bangkok, Thailand.
wow. And how do you feel about having? I mean, do you like working after 6 and 7, or do you like taking some time for yourself to rest and stuff like that? Because
Working after 6 and 7.
yeah, like I mean, how long do you work every single day? Because me, I was this crazy workaholic kind of a woman, and Gary did that to me, and I got super sick. Like work every single minute of your life. I'm like, okay, fine, until midnight, then wake up at 4, and then continue.
I've always done it. Always done it. I lived in Italy, and I basically worked and lived at the same place. So I was working 24/7, did the same thing in Portugal, worked and lived in the same place, so always on call. And here, now, working and living in the same place all the time.
Whoa. All the time.
Fun,
I mean,
no?
yeah, it is. But like, for example, this is the first time in 3 years that I've managed to watch the whole season in one day, and it feels good, to be honest. Feels very good. What do you want? It's my sister. Hold on. What do you want? You need something? Thanks. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel guilty, like, I shouldn't have done that. But like, I feel good today. I feel like,
That's good.
yeah, I feel fine. I don't feel sad or anything about this. So.
Very good. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So I would like you to introduce yourself briefly, and could you please tell me how to actually pronounce your name? Because I'm bad when it comes to names. I'm really bad.
My name's Ken.
So Ken is not your last name; it's the first name.
No, are you saying that Ajarn Ken? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On my thing, Ajarn
Ken.
Ken's the Thai. Ajarn is the Thai word for teacher.
That's it.
Yes.
So I thought I was like, oh my God, when it comes to names, I suck. I suck. So
No, easy.
Yeah,
easy.
super easy. Well, teacher Ken.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, you were about to say something.
No, I was going to say my surname's from Norway, so I won't let you pronounce that. It's far too long.
Oh, it's that complicated.
Yeah.
It's fine. So I would like you to introduce yourself now. I mean, I'm sure many of my followers know who you are, but for those who don't know, come on.
Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Ken, and I'm from Scotland in the United Kingdom. So the accent is, you were talking about British accents. I've got a Scottish accent.
Yes, I can see that now because I haven't had a chance to talk to you before. And,
yeah. So I'm from Scotland, but I haven't lived there for about 15 years. I moved away 16 years ago, and I've worked all around Europe, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Bulgaria, Romania for a while.
Wow.
Thailand, China, all over the place, you know.
Wow.
And I've been in Thailand for 10 years now. And at the moment, yeah, I've been here 10 years. And at the moment, I teach in a school. I teach university graduates to work for the airlines. To work yeah. So I've been doing that for a few years. So it's good fun, you know.
So Thailand feels like home, am I right? Or it's just...
Well, to be honest with you, I've been here 10 years, and this is the longest that I've stayed in one place, you know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much home, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're the first one I've ever met to be like traveling from place to place to work, and then keep changing countries. So how does it feel? I mean, now you've been in Thailand for 10 years now. So would you want to leave and go somewhere else, or that's it?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course. The world's a small place, you know.
Yeah.
So many things to see, you know. Actually, when I lived in Scotland, and I had my own business for a few years, and I'd had enough, and I said this before to someone, I kind of decided I wanted to leave. So I had a map in my office, and I thought, right, let's go. So I closed my eyes and got a pin, and I went,
come on, no.
Well, yeah, the map was in Europe, so I thought the world ended at Europe, you know. And I ended up in Portugal. And I thought, right, where's Portugal? What language do they speak? Or I didn't know anything, you know. So 2 weeks later, I arrived with my suitcases and my dog, and stayed there for a couple of years, you know.
That's amazing. And your dog too.
Yeah, of course.
I'm taking my dog to Japan, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
you're going to Japan, right enough, right?
Yeah, moving out next year. So I'm sick and tired of this place here. I mean, I love my country and stuff like that, but it's just like a horse in a bird nest. It can't, no, it cannot. No.
Where are you? Are you in America, or are you in Bosnia?
I'm in Bosnia.
In Bosnia.
Yeah,
you've been to America though, right?
Yeah, true, but I don't live there, and I mean half of my family moved there like 25 years ago, and it's so crazy when you have brothers and sisters who don't speak Bosnian at all, but you're like you even look alike, and you're like you don't speak the same language. I mean we do, but not my whole family. The rest of my family doesn't really. And
why do you have an American accent?
Well, that's I've been raised that way.
Friday.
No, hi guys. Yeah. We just started talking without hi guys.
So why you got an American accent? A total American accent. I thought you're American.
Yeah,
or you've lived there all your life. Why?
So that's my family decided to raise me this way because since they moved there, they didn't want us to have any differences. They wanted us to be very close because there are families who move somewhere else, and you just stop talking to your family. And my mom and dad didn't want that to happen. So, and then my other sisters are not like me. I have 4 sisters, so 5 girls.
All right.
Right. So I speak this way. The second one. Okay, she speaks, but she doesn't have this American accent. The third one, the fourth one, same. But the fifth one doesn't speak Bosnian almost at all. It's just it's so mixed up and funny, the whole situation,
What's the Bosnian language? Is it a Latin language, or is it from the kind of Russian Bulgaria kind of thing? What kind of language is it? I don't know.
We have a lot of Latin words, and when you speak Bosnian and English, the grammar is almost the same.
All right.
And Spanish and all these languages here, but it sounds like Russian. It's completely Russian, So when somebody speaks Russian, I can understand them 40-50%.
Oh, really? Wow,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's it's not like my friend, how are you today? Like that. So
brilliant.
that kind of language, But my Bosnian, it's people, idioms, for example, phrasal verbs. So when people use these in Bosnian language, I'm like, what? I don't get anything.
Really?
Yeah, I suck. So people always ask me you live here. How is it possible that you don't speak this language as good as English? Don't know. Wow. Probably because I'm kind of introverted now, so I don't hang out with people a lot. So Yeah.
Oh, really? All right.
Must be that. And do you speak any other languages besides English?
Well, when I moved to Portugal, I didn't speak Portuguese, and when I first moved to Portugal, I decided, right, no television, no mobile phone, no car. So,
Okay.
and after I wanted a total off-grid type of thing, you know, and I thought, right, okay, let's get a So I got a small television, and I started watching an American TV series called Three Men and a Baby, and it was one from a long time ago with Charlie Sheen.
Sounds like Hangover Part 2.
So I watched that, and it was in English, well, American series, and I had Portuguese subtitles. So I started just reading the subtitles and reading, and all these phrases, these common phrases would keep coming up. So I started picking up Portuguese enough to have a conversation, you know.
You started picking up Portuguese from reading? You started with
reading the subtitles, yeah.
Whoa! Because I usually tell people to start with listening, you know? As you did it with reading.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, well, the structure's kind of the same as it is English, you know, the Portuguese Latin language. But it was just the words, so I kind of had to fit all the words in together, you know. But my accent sucked. My Portuguese accent sucked, obviously. But
have you continued, like, learning?
well, no, I bought a car, and then I drove to Spain. I thought, right, I've had enough of Portugal. It's too quiet, and I drove to Spain, and arrived in Spain at about 11 o'clock at night, nowhere to live or anything, and I thought, right, the language must be similar. So, and it is very similar, but Portuguese is more like a German accent, you know, the Portuguese, Portuguese. And so I thought, right, it should be easy.
Yeah, it's like la gente, la gente. It's different, right? Like,
yeah,
people.
Or like in 1, 2, 3 is dos, tres, but in Spanish it's uno, dos, tres. So it's kind of more of a rolling accent, you know?
Yeah.
So I started learning Spanish, and I forgot all my Portuguese. So
So you speak Spanish fluently now, or like?
Well, I left Spain about 10 years ago, and I went to Costa Rica for 6 months, and I started speaking Spanish again there, but I haven't spoken it for a long time. But I can still understand it, you know. I'm sure. Well, actually, I learned French at school, and I hadn't spoken French for a long time, and then I went to Paris. And after about a day or so, my French came back. You know, I could have a basic conversation. You know.
Wow. My Spanish story. There was this Telemundo Presenta thing here in Bosnia. So there was Spanish TV dramas everywhere, and that's how I got to learn. So when I was younger, I used Spanish pretty much. You know, but later on. Yeah, later on, you know, as I grew up, like, just stopped watching TV, started playing more outside, and I completely forgot how to speak Spanish. But listening to it was just, I still understand stuff. But I remember my first Spanish sentence. It was La bruja maldita, te odio. Yo soy tu madre. No, mi madre es mi tía. Like that. So, yeah, that's my Spanish language story, and I find the language to be very, I don't know, appealing. It's really nice. I mean,
it's beautiful language.
I think it's beautiful. I mean, and it's very easy to use it. I mean, besides this, there's a sound, corazón. Some people say corazón. Corazón, like, is it th or I don't know. So this one was pretty much hard for me, but that's all.
Well, when I lived in the south of Spain, and when they speak, they drop their S's and their D's. They don't say S or D's, you know. So I remember one time I went for some swordfish with my friend, and the word for swordfish is peixe espada, and my friend said peixe espada, and my friend said, "Can I have some pé et pas?" I thought, what are you saying? I have no idea. Yeah, just drop, you know, the biggest word with all the, yeah, it's crazy, you know.
My
So
God.
yeah, but the corazon, sound, you know.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, Enrique Iglesias and that kind of stuff. I mean, it helped me a lot. So, I mean, your whole life is super fascinating. I love it. You just don't want to stay in one. You got itchy feet, super itchy feet.
Well, the world is my home, you know.
Yeah,
that's what I think, you know.
that's beautiful.
You know?
For example, my case, I was born here, raised here, grew up here, and I still don't feel like this country is my home, you know. And then I visited Japan 2 years ago, and it just it felt right.
Really?
It felt
fantastic.
super right, just right. So that's why I'm moving there right now. And
wow.
I'm not sure if that's how you feel about Thailand or it's just like,
well,
I like this place.
Well, I've bought a house here. I've got a life here, you know. So it's kind of it's kind of where I live. My wife's here. Well, she doesn't live here. She lives in the Middle East. You know, she works in the Middle East. So she comes back every couple of weeks. She's actually watching this now. So hello.
Oh,
hi. So yeah, pretty much is my home, you know. But I miss Scotland. I miss my mum and my dad and everything, you know.
Yeah.
The longer I've been away, the more I get homesick for there.
And mom and dad, or like families over there, do you like have like huge families with tons of cousins and stuff like that, or is it just like, you know, mom and dad, brother and sister?
Well, we used to have. We were from an Irish family, so my mum's got about 14 aunties and uncles, you know. So there's huge family, you know. So you know, Irish people, you know, there's always big families, you know.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
So yeah, but everyone kind of moves out, you know.
Same here. So literally, I have cousins. Like I have so many cousins, and like 50-60% of them I haven't ever met, like ever, you know. And then we walk down the street, and I meet some new friends, and like, oh, nice to meet you. I'm Dinela. Oh, I'm Isla. Oh, great. So you're from here? Yeah. Your dad is, huh? Oh, so we're cousins. Oh, nice to meet you, cousin. Like that. So
fantastic, no?
That's how it goes
fantastic.
Here. Crazy.
So how did you get into teaching, Dinela?
Oh, wow.
Because obviously English isn't your native language, you know, from what you say, you know.
Yeah, so basically when it comes to me and this native language thing, I've had a huge war going on in my head when it comes to, in my head and this country and the people around me. I grew up speaking both languages, and just because I was born here, raised here, you know, people say, okay, you have one native language, that's Bosnian, right? But nobody could ever tell me that, like, you know the feeling when you speak your own language, you know that it's your language and that you know that what you're talking about, and you know that it's not something that you've learned from books or whatever, it's just your language, right? And I started like fighting my teachers at first, because there were times when I couldn't express myself in Bosnian at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like written exams. Like those written exams were the biggest problem. I couldn't write answer in Bosnian. Like there were times where like 50% of my exams were in English, and then my teacher would give me a big fat F. Like, what is this? We don't speak English here. And I'm like, those are my answers. They are correct. Like you can translate them, but you're not allowed to use English. I was like, well, I didn't know how to answer in Bosnian, and this kind of stuff. So people just thought that I was showing off. What? Like that was so.
Well,
first of all,
it's funny you should say that, because a lot of students I speak to, when they want to speak English, their friends think that they are showing off as well, you know.
It's not about showing.
Yeah, not at all, you know.
Yeah,
so it's quite sad that people say that.
Yeah, so I don't believe that native languages have like anything to do with the countries. It's, I mean, you know, we created countries, we created these borders and stuff like that. Not our brain, like not biology. So basically, if you grow up in an environment that speaks a certain language or 2 or 3 languages, you get to learn it natively, right? So that was my case. My little sister, she has never been to the United States before. But if you just like start talking to her, that's it. Complete American speaking person. So not an American citizen, but an American speaker. you know. So there's a huge difference. And so first of all, I never like labeled myself as a native speaker when I was younger, because I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah.
You know. But when I grew up, when I started teaching, when I started like researching, and then when I started learning psychology, I was like, oh, so that's my, okay, that's the reason I don't speak, for example, Bosnian as good as English, because I haven't spent enough time in a Bosnian environment, you know?
Yeah.
Even though I lived here. So yeah. So then I never thought of teaching when I was like 14, but I told my dad, like, yo, I want my own money, my salary, so let me work for you. And Dad let me work in his company, right?
All right.
But I started, my feet started swelling. It was a huge problem. I couldn't walk anymore. I walked too much, you know? So my friend's mother, at that time, I had a friend, and his mother suggested me to teach English from home. And I was like, what, when? So I tried, I applied for this Japanese company. That's when I started teaching first. And that's when I met my first Japanese students, And later on, I became one of the most famous teachers in that company. Right? They put me like on the first page, like, you know, golden star teacher, book her classes, stuff like that. And I had fun, but I decided to give up because I didn't like the company. I mean, I didn't like how they treated us, teachers. It was, you know, pretty And I quit, and that's how I established my own company and started teaching. And then I found out about Gary Vee, and I was like, oh, so besides private classes, I should do content. Okay, so that's my IG story. Yeah.
Wow. So how long have you been on IG? You've been about the same as me, a couple of months, right?
No. Well, I created my account like 3 years ago, 2016.
Yeah.
But I haven't been posting, you know. So
I was the same. I was the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Gary Vee came in, content. I'm like, okay, man, chill. I'll do it. And that's when I started posting, you know.
All right, fantastic. So when was that? About a couple of months ago or longer? Or
yeah,
what?
I think it's been I cannot really, maybe like when I started posting every single day, it's been a couple of months, few months actually. Yeah. So I used to post before just because I had to be active like once a month. Once a month? What? Oh my God. But we all learn, right? It's a huge process, a very long one. And we get to learn. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What made you start posting?
Well, I started building websites about, my first website was about 1996 or where was it? Yeah, it was 1999 maybe before then. And I was just playing about with it. Well, I actually used to write computer programs when I was 13, you know,
C++.
on really old computer. Oh, no, this was, this is well before then.
Okay.
It's an old black and white computers, you know. So I started doing that, but I built my own website and I started taking an interest in the internet, and then I stopped. I came to Thailand, and I had like maybe a 5-year holiday where I did nothing really.
5-year holiday.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I did absolutely nothing. You know, I just did nothing really. You know, and then I got bored, and then I thought, right. So I started working and teaching the university graduates, and then it wasn't until last year I thought, right, something's going on with the internet, and I don't know what it is. And I actually picked up a book. I don't know, you know Tim Ferriss? Have you heard of him?
I think I've heard about this guy because I research about these internet things. So.
Well, he's not. Well, let's see. I've got. Where is it? I've got one here. Okay. I've got this book. This book here, The Tribe of Mentors. Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I think.
Get this, no?
Somebody shared it. These influencers, business influencers, Instagram. I saw it somewhere on their story.
Yeah, it's just all entrepreneurs and their stories. Just 12 random questions, and I found it really interesting. And so I kind of started picking up on business again, and I seen Gary V in there. I'd never heard of him, and so I listened to him, and I thought, oh no, he's too loud, he's too direct, he's American. Oh, too loud American, you know. So I switched him off, you know.
He was like screaming, "Do it!"
Oh my God! I just thought, God, headache. So,
oh my God.
So I started. I started watching a bit more, and that's what kind of got me into it. You know, I thought, right, okay, I'm okay at teaching, so let's start putting stuff up, you know, and see what happens. You know, and I enjoy doing it. You know, I like doing videos more than images. Videos are much easier.
That's true. I mean, I got sick and tired of sitting.
Hola, Andrea.
Hi. I got sick and tired of sitting during my private classes. I love teaching, you know, privately. I love it. But it's the chair that kills me. I can't stand it anymore. So that's why doing new videos and editing them, it's kind of a problem to me right now. So I just want to go out and do more action, you know. So
more
I
action
recently,
shots.
yeah, so now I got this boy. He's 17. Oh my God. What, pure ambition. It's just, wow. So he's going to start editing for me, actually. So,
wow, excellent.
I'll just be recording, uploading. He's going to be downloading, editing, uploading it back. Perfect. Perfect.
So you'll be the actor and you'll be the producer, right?
Yeah, like that. Because I have more ideas, more plans. And I just, you know, I spent like 7 days editing 7 videos for Instagram.
Really?
And I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I like things to be perfect. That's what takes my time away. You know?
I hear some people say, you know, Umar from EnglishGate, you know, he goes on to me, he says, why do you do all these videos? It takes such a long time. And to be honest with you, the videos, a 1-minute video will take me about half an hour to do, you know, film, edit and off, you know. The images will take me 3 weeks, you know. Oh, it's just dreadful. Oh, no design mind or anything, colors.
All of that stuff, I know. So it used to take me like 5 hours for a 60-second video. Like,
wow.
5 freaking. But now I'm back to 30 minutes. But then again, I got like 3 accounts. I have this one. I have my Bosnian one. I mean, Balkan. I teach Bosnian, Croatian, Serbian people to speak English. So I started that one too. And I have this Japanese one. And I just can't. I just get so overwhelmed. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I can imagine. My goodness.
Let me watch Stranger Things. I'm done. So yeah, that's how it. That's why it's super hard. So he's gonna take this one over, the boy that I mentioned. He's gonna edit my videos for this account, and I'm gonna. Oh, sorry, it was my memory thing.
That's
sorry.
right. That's right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be working on other too, and Gary told us, like, there was this woman from Spain. I'm not sure. She had a truck and she started selling like oranges, and you know, she made a fortune. She had fun, but then she bought 5 new trucks, and her business failed. You know, so Gary told her it's because you started channeling your energy everywhere else, but not here. You were supposed to just continue with
funnel.
Yeah. So basically, I just wanna like focus on one account, but I have ideas, and it's so hard to keep them inside for some time. Like, I just wanna make it all
What's the number
right
one
now.
thing? What's the number one thing Gary V always says? The number one thing he always says begins with P.
Patience. Okay.
Patience.
Okay.
Yes.
It's so hard. It's so hard. You have no idea. Like, so sometimes I wish to be that regular kid, you know, watching TV, having donuts, you know, and just chilling, wasting time, no worrying or anything. So just because of this. So
well, actually, myself and EnglishGate had a. Well, there's one of my students, Duke. Hello, Duke. How are you? Pedo.
Hello.
One of my students. Hello. EnglishGate. You know, I was speaking to him on Saturday night, and we were coming up with these ideas. It was about 11 o'clock my time, and then he just got me really kind of in the mode for ideas, you know, and that was me until 4 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't sleep. You know, I was up doing all these videos and
whoa, whoa. This guy. You know, I love him. He's amazing. I'm not sure if he's here right now, but we love you, Abby.
He's really one of the nicest guys I've met in a long time. You know, he really is.
Super hardworking, super ambitious.
Such a top gentleman, you know.
Yeah, his kids are gonna have fun in the future. He's gonna be their Gary Vee, I'm sure. There he is.
There he is. Hello. We are your disciples. Your disciples.
Yeah, we're bragging about you. Yeah, I'm glad he's here. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So now I have a question for you, but you can. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tell me questions.
You know, you caught my attention with that subtitle thing in Portuguese. I just wanted to ask you, what's your approach to, like, you know, beginners, not in English, but any language out there? Like, what would you tell them if they wanted to start? For example, I don't know Chinese. I've never heard of Chinese before. I don't even know how to say hello in Chinese. What do I start with? Ni hao, I know.
Well, Chinese is a bit different to our languages because the you know, the alphabet, etc., is very different. The phonetics are very different. I'll tell you a story. When I was learning Spanish, I'd lived there for about 2 years, maybe.
Okay.
And I was working in a Spanish company, and I saw a few of my friends answer the telephone. And I thought, I don't speak any Spanish. I really don't. You know, I've not got the confidence. And so one day I was walking to work, and I went to the cafe, and I ordered my toast and my tomate and my café con leche, and I saw the Spanish. I saw the Spanish newspaper, and I thought, right, okay, I'll pick it up, and I started reading it. You know, me llamo Ken, blah 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 blah. And I did that for about 15 minutes, and I didn't know the vocabulary. And I started doing that every day, just reading, but speaking when I read. And within a month, my Spanish went from here to here, you know.
Just because you were reading out loud.
Because I was reading out loud, you know, but more importantly, it was regular. I did it every day.
Yes!
You know.
Yeah. You see, hi Japan, hi Korea. So somebody said something in Japanese here. I learned hiragana, katakana, and I haven't practiced in like 5-6 days now, and I'm already super slow. Like, look at this. Oh, it's the same word, konnichiwa, hi. I'm just guessing, but like, it's being regular. That's what matters. I'm telling everyone, like, guys, take 15 minutes a day. You don't even have to try. You don't have to put effort in it. Music, you know, play a song, Google like its lyrics and stuff like that, and read it out loud. So you're like cleaning your house and having fun and singing out loud. So you don't even like have to read, just do it out loud on a regular basis, and that's it.
100%. 100%. And then
Yeah.
I started actually, when I was walking to work, I took it a step further, and I would start having conversations with myself. Oh. You know, like, for example, what would I say if I went into the cafe? Okay, quiero un café con leche, por favor. And then they would say, what else do you want? Algo más? And I would say, okay, un tapa con...
Can you give me 1 second? I'm so sorry for interrupting, because my family is really crazy. What? But like, they don't care what I'm doing. Like, oh, give me this, give me that, do me this, do me that. Like, what? Okay, so yeah, so you started having conversation with yourself, and like, if they asked you, can you repeat the last part? Like,
yeah, we'd have two-way conversations. For example, I'd walk into the cafe and I would say, café con leche, por favor. And then they would say, do you want anything else? What would that be? Okay, algo más. Okay, I would like a tapa con patata frita or whatever. And then I would have two-way conversations, you know, and I did that every day. I would start making my own dialogue. And then one day I was looking for an apartment to rent, and I saw this beautiful apartment overlooking the sea. Fantastic. And I had a telephone number on it, and a big balcony, a big telephone number that said, say Aguilar, you know, for rent. And I had the telephone number. So what I did was I wrote out a conversation. What's going to be said? What are they going to say? And then I practiced it. And you know, after a little while, I had the courage. I dialed the number, and I was like, "Hola, hola, ¿cómo está? Buenos días." Oh God, my heart beating, you know.
It was hard, but you know, when you do the hardest stuff, everything else gets easier.
Unbelievable. And you know, the conversation went exactly how I wanted it to go, you know. And I ended up, you know, getting the apartment and everything, going to see it. So yeah, so I think that's really helped me with my teaching, you know, how, you know, just little tricks like that, you know, passing on to the kids, the students, you know.
Wow. Wow. This is, guys, you heard this? You heard this? This is just, you know, and then, you know, I keep giving like tips and advice to my students, and like 5 years later, they come back and they're like, you know, help me learn English. I'm like, oh my God, come on. I just do stuff.
I say that, I say that to students. How often do you speak English? And they go, oh, 2 times a week or 3 times a week. You know? But it's speaking is the most important, you know. Even if you're just speaking to yourself, just hearing the sounds and the sounds and the phonetics, and getting yourself into a rhythm when you speak, you know.
The reason I started telling my students to listen to music and to sing it out loud was because when they speak to themselves, maybe they find it awkward. Some of them. I don't. Like for me, Chinese and Japanese, that's how I do it. Like, you know, I stump my tongue like, ita. And ita in Japanese is like, ouch, you know. So I'm trying to do that. And sometimes I'm lazy too. I mean, we know how it goes. Like students are lazy, period. But you just have to like motivate them enough to do that kind of stuff. So I told them, listening to music and singing out loud is effortless. Try it. You know, it's totally effortless. And I hope you guys are doing it, because if you're not, oh my God. Crazy. By the way, Teacher Ken, would you give me 1 minute to save this live? Because I'm afraid of losing it. Like my phone just goes crazy.
I know how to download it if you need. I can tell you all about it later if you like.
Perfect, perfect. I just want to save it, so I'm gonna go live again, and you join me again in like 60 seconds. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I hope it doesn't freeze now, because last night it was like so close. So. Okay. See you in 60 seconds. Okay. See you. Hold on. You're back.
Good,
my phone, it's burning right now. It's burning. I don't know what's up with iPhones and stuff like that.
Yeah, mine gets really hot as well, you know. Really hot, you know.
So weird.
You know something? Like, you can get a Google Chrome that can download your Instagram live.
Google Chrome application, and then I can download it.
Yes.
I was about to screen record it, like.
You know. No, yeah, because I used to do that, but now what I do is I download it and I put it on my podcast, so and on my YouTube as well. So I'll need to get a copy of this for the podcast as well.
So you use live sessions and then you create podcasts.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Fire! That's awesome.
So yeah.
Amazing! Wow, super adroit. I love it.
Yeah, put it on YouTube as well. So.
Oh, that's very useful. Yeah, because I mean, I just started having live sessions with teachers here, and it feels so good.
I've only had a couple myself, you know.
Same. We just started. That's so great. So, where were we? We were talking about. I asked you first, like, you know, music. Saying things out loud, stuff like that. But like, what helped you like absorb all of that vocabulary? Like, how do you, I mean, for example, you speak Spanish well enough now. Can you like have a conversation, like a regular conversation? Hey, how's your day? And stuff like that.
Yeah, just basic conversation. One of the students on here, I don't know if he's on here today, he's from Colombia. He started speaking in Spanish to me, and I thought, right, I've not spoken it in 10 years, so let's try, you know. So, but it was difficult. But I always say to students, you know, sometimes I see students write down maybe 100, 100 pieces of vocabulary, and I think too much. what you should be doing is like getting maybe 5 bits and making like 3 sentences with each vocabulary, you know, vocab that you're going to use, you know.
Like a little story.
Yeah,
and visualize
absolutely.
it maybe.
Yeah, you have to kind of practice with it, you know. You just can't keep put it in a book and then never use it again, you know.
True that. So what I tell them is to, like, you know, pick 5 words every day, and this would take them like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Vocabulary practice. Pick 5 words and just write a story that comes from your own life, that has actually happened to you. Like last week, blah, 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 blah. Last month, blah, blah, blah. This week, tomorrow, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And use these 5 words because it's going to be super easy to, super easy to visualize them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, you wouldn't even have to translate these words into your own language first.
Yeah.
So that's how I started learning Japanese vocabulary. Like, you know, what was the word? For konbawa, for example. It means good night, right? So I could type konbawa in Google Translator and get good night, right?
Yeah.
But I just imagine myself leaving my office and saying to my friends, konbawa, bye, or just entering the office, konbawa, like that, you know? So when you imagine stuff, it stays in your head. You know, imagination, visualize.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, I deal with kind of intermediate level students in my job, and there's a lot of quite kind of heavy vocabulary, and I can see them all writing it down, and I sometimes tell them to kind of translate the English to the Thai language, but then when they do that, I'll ask them to explain what that actually means. For example, the word enthusiasm, they translate it into Thai, michi-michi-wa, whatever, but I say, right, okay, explain to me what enthusiasm means then. Yeah, explain to me, you know. And that kind of helps them.
Do you explain it in English?
They explain it in English, yeah, absolutely. You know, so that kind of helps them to retain the vocabulary. If you can describe that vocabulary, then it certainly helps students to retain it, you know.
That's wow. You know, and you know how I actually compare learning languages when it comes to how I compare adults to kids. Kids don't ever try. Kids don't ever try at all.
Effortless.
They just listen and copy.
Absolutely.
Copy, paste. Copy, paste. This is the biggest secret. If I think online English schools and offline English schools wouldn't even exist if people knew about this. If people knew that actually learning languages is all about copying and pasting and that's it.
You know something, I always say learning a language is like going to the gym. You know, I used to go to the gym a couple of years ago. If you go to the gym once a week for half an hour, you're not going to do anything. But if you go, you know, 3 times a week for a couple of hours, then your body starts kind of getting better and everything. You know, it's the same with the language. You know, if it's copy and pasting, it's repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. You know, absolutely, it's as easy as that. You know,
there's a Latin. There's this super awesome Latin thing that we've learned when I was a high school student, but I forgot. It was all about repetition is the mother of all knowledge. That's it. Like just.
Well, this is true. They said that if you do something for 10,000 hours, then you become an expert. So it's repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat, you know? That's what they say.
True that. So you guys, you learned it today. Repeat, 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 repeat.
100%. 100%.
110%.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, what's one question I get asked a lot, and I want to ask you about it. What's your go-to movies that you tell students to go and watch?
Movies.
Or series. I get asked this quite a lot.
Everybody talks about Friends. Everybody talks about Friends.
Everyone.
But let me tell you something. It's not about which movie like I would recommend. It's about what students enjoy.
Absolutely.
You know. So if you like sci-fi, go for sci-fi. If you like comedy, go for comedy. You know, just pick your own stuff. English they think that learning English or any other language is just some kind of science out there and that you have to follow the rules. No, like watch things you like to watch. So Thai language, I think I think it was Untitled. There's this TV drama. It's called My Love from Another Star. And it's, a guy from another planet coming to this planet, blah, blah. Anyways, I like these kind of stories. But just because of this one, I started falling for Thai language. It's just,
all right,
I was like, I want to learn it. Yeah, I want to learn it. It sounds great. And then I kept on watching these kind of TV dramas. So something that I like, not something that somebody's recommended because they like it, So guys, choose what you like watching in your own language, for example. So
good advice, actually. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
so
that.
I for example, I like Friends, but maybe you like Stranger Things. Who knows? Like you don't like Friends, it's just too boring for you. And then if it's boring, you're not gonna learn. No way.
Yeah.
So
takes a little bit of work to find out what you like, right?
Well, Netflix, it's kind of easier now.
I guess
it's kind of easier now. But I really like sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
I really do. A lot. How about you?
You know something? I haven't watched television. My television's not been on for, I can't remember the last time I switched on my television.
Wow. That's, wow.
I know.
I've just started again. Like I'm back to it because I realize it kind of, charges me. Like it really charges me. Like I thought like, oh, okay, if I work 18 hours a day, then sleeping for 6 would be great. I'd rest enough. But no, you have to do stuff that you like sometimes. So since I don't go out, since I don't hang out with people that much anymore, I was like, okay, Netflix. Why not? And and I wish I could go back to basketball again because I did that a lot. But it's the balance that makes you feel super energized for work. So that's why I'm back to TV. I love Netflix.
Somebody says there, The Crown. The Crown. That must be a British series, I think. It sounds like a Queen of England series, I think.
Really?
Yeah, well, The
Crown,
so sounds like a British Queen of England kind of TV series, maybe.
Oh, it sounds like I thought it was, because I thought you knew this one.
No idea.
Crown.
Yeah, someone
Crown.
wrote it there.
Okay, I got it down.
Teachers buy us Netflix. Oh, come on.
But, this is crazy, because yesterday I was thinking, should I share my Netflix login information with everyone? Should I? But then I'd never be able to watch it. So, guys, come on.
One thing I'm going to ask
share
you.
with 5 of your friends.
Another question I get asked is, I don't have a native English speaker to practice with. What can I do? What would you say?
You don't need one, first of all. If you don't find 15 minutes every single day for yourself and your own effortless music practice or reading practice or whatever, then you don't have time to speak to these people. So first of all, you have to, create yourself a little base right there in order to speak to them. And when you do, you will feel more confident. So the reason people don't have native speakers to speak to is because they never try to find them. And why? Because they're not confident enough. So work on your base thing first, practice enough for a month, and then there's Twitter. I tell them Twitter is the biggest communication platform ever, and you can always start talking to people about it. And that's where I met my best friends. That's where I met my best friends when I was 15. So come on, Twitter, So there's this lady. I love calling her lady in Miami, Florida, and we've never had a chance to meet. Actually, we met when I was 15 on Twitter. And there's a lady in Nigeria as well, and they're my closest friends. So we've never met face to face before, but we talk almost every single day, and we use English a lot. So it's gonna be super easy for you guys if you make connections and if you become close friends with someone on Twitter. Try it. Why not? But in order for you to jump into a conversation over there, you need to feel confident enough first. And how do you do that? We told you 10 minutes ago. Practice every single day for 20 minutes.
One thing I do as well is I tell my students to start writing stories about their past experience. It really kind of helps as well. So that then they have a conversation to speak to someone about it. They just don't meet someone and go, what can I say?
Like, so like a little diary. That would be, wow. And then, you know, you write your own stories down, then you read them out loud. There's tons of stuff. I just wish they finally started doing it. Come on, guys.
Absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
I tell them, write down like their greatest experience or their holidays last, just easy run-of-the-mill things, you know, easy everyday things, and just build up their confidence, you know.
Non-native speakers tend to write like if they do that, they tend to make their stories super long, massive, you know. So
really?
that's because their vocabulary is not, you know, good enough. So if there's a sentence saying, "Oh, I think that what she said had two meanings, but she didn't want to let me know that this had two meanings," you know. So it had two meanings. Now, what's an adjective for something that has two meanings? You know, find it. Ambiguous. Super ambiguous, right? So make your sentences shorter by actually searching for adjectives and verbs and phrasal verbs and idioms that can help you make them shorter. Because that's what we do. I mean, American speakers, we just make things short. Super short, you know? So, like, that's another way to learn vocabulary from your own stories. You know, your own little diary.
I think I don't know if it's this, well, it might be the same in Japan, but I think a lot of focus is on grammar and you know, being everything correct and technically correct, you know, and I think that kind of stops a lot of students from enjoying languages and learning, you know, which is such a pity,
biggest thing
you know.
In China. Biggest thing in China. Oh my God. Have you seen what those little 12-year-olds study? What? Oh my God. The grammar they get when they're 6, when they're 7. I just want to go to China and change the whole educational system. I don't care. It's crazy. That's just pure torture.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's, you know,
but you know why
I'm
that
so
is?
happy.
You know why that is? Is because China, Thailand as well, a lot of the Asian countries, they've not had a lot of native speakers to practice with. So the focus is totally on grammar and everything, you know, which is...
So they should start hiring more foreign teachers, I think.
Well, that's it, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, hope we teach them a lesson one day. I mean, it's my goal. It's really my goal. I just want to, like, I've been so mad about this. I see all these kids, like, when I mean, I'm almost done with private classes. I don't have time for that anymore, so I have other plans. But I used to teach, like, 10 hours a day, and I had kids from China from 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. my time. That's like 9:30 or 8:30 p.m. in China until like 11 or 12. And so after classes, I'd be like, okay, honey, thank you so much for today's class. You did great. See you tomorrow and go to sleep now, please. It's 11. And that 6-year-old kid would go like, no, teacher, I have more homework. I'm like,
unbelievable, isn't it?
I want to change this. I'm so mad.
Their system's really good for them, you know. It's the thing that they I guess it's how they're brought up, and they don't know any different, and it works for them, you know. But I can't imagine the British system working like that, you know.
Yeah, but basically it would definitely affect the suicide rate, because I have like in my country, okay, kids fail, the whole country's a failure, fine, but people don't kill themselves a lot. So
there's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
So I am, especially Korea. Oh my God, like it's just. I have this desire to jump in and change stuff. I mean, okay, sure, keep learning, but you're not gonna feel forced. You know what I've heard? That teachers grade parents.
Oh, really?
If parents don't help their kids do homework, and if they don't finish homework, parents fail.
Wow.
Like F, big F for you. I'm like, what?
Wow.
So
there should be.
But that's.
Yeah, it's not right, you know.
No,
but that's the way that it's an industrial nation, so that's the way it's been brought up, you know, which is a pity, you know.
True, but I like Finland. I'm not sure if you know, but Finland has no more homework at all. Like they like banned homework. And
They've actually got one of the best education systems in the world, apparently. Finland now.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So guys, we are so sorry for not checking your comments that often. So I'm gonna go through them real quick right now.
Go on then.
We have native English. We have talk English with native speakers through online. It helps to learn English. Oh yeah, there are online schools, a lot of them. How we speak English good.
Practice.
Did you just join our
practice,
repeat.
practice, 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 and
repeat.
repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and practice.
Preach. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. No native speakers. Okay, good luck. Checking your comments. Twitter is limited in our country. Where?
In some countries, it's limited. Apparently, I know when I went to China, I couldn't get some things in China.
Oh yeah, China. China has their own, Baidu and stuff like that. But I didn't know about other countries. I'm not sure.
Practice
about
makes
Saudi,
perfect. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, because they procrastinate all the time. Okay, guys, procrastination means wasting time. Okay, yes. So, just ask yourself, is it gonna take you anywhere? Are you gonna make any steps further? And I don't think so. So, if you stop procrastinating, you'll be fine. Okay.
Absolutely. Action.
Yeah, action. Anyways, I'm gonna have a class in 5 minutes from now.
Okay,
so
Dinela.
I'm gonna have to run. But wow, thank you.
Thank you very
so
much for
joining my
inviting me.
live session. Yeah, sure. And I'm looking forward to having more live sessions with you. We are going to plan stuff in the future. Today was just meeting each other and stuff like
absolutely.
that, giving tips. And I'm looking forward to all these other topics that we're going to discuss in the future. So
great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Have a good
Guys,
day then, no?
go follow Teacher Ken. If you don't do it, you know what I'm going to do. So don't wait for me to take action, okay?
Dinela, thank you very much, Dinela. Thank you, and have a good day, right?
Have a great day. See you.
You too. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.